Hey everybody, it's Chris, and I wanted to pop on today to show you how to resin a cradled wood panel. This is a piece that I had poured a few weeks ago, and it has now cured. It is really beautiful. I'm gonna see if I can kind of hold it up to the light here, and you can see how beautiful that gold is. And there's definitely some iridescent showing through in the painting. But the resin will really make this painting pop. And I just kind of wanted to show you real quick how I'm going to get it ready for resin and also show you how easy it is to remove the tape. So you'll remember we used the 3M blue edge lock painter's tape on this panel. And it is really easy to remove. This is the back side of it. And what I do is I just kind of try to find one spot where I can kind of pick it up a little bit, just like this. And I loosen it up from the back of the panel. And I've got another spot over here that I kind of started. So you can see that when you peel this off, I go nice and slow, but look at that really great line that I have. It's just right below that panel, that top panel. So I'm just gonna slowly peel this off. I haven't done anything. This is exactly how it was painted. I haven't trimmed along that tape line or anything. It just comes off with a really nice clean line. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take all of this tape off, and then I'm going to retape it, and then I'll pop back on and show you how to resin it. So hold tight. Okay, I've got my resin all mixed up now. I use Counterculture Artist Resin, and I will put a link in the description to their website if you're interested in trying that particular resin that I use. I really like it because I don't seem to have the reactions to this resin that I do with other brands that I've tried. Some of them out there really have a lot of fumes with them. This one doesn't seem to have as many. Generally, I would be wearing my respirator, but since I'm doing a video for you, I don't have my respirator on right now. I did wear it while I was mixing it, and I will put it on as soon as I finish doing this for you. So this is my resin that I've got all mixed up, and I mix it for 3 minutes, and then once both parts are combined, then it turns clear. Now I do have bubbles in here, but I'm not concerned with that because I'll just use my torch to get those out. So I did go ahead and put down another piece of the edge lock painter's tape on the edge of this, just so that I can protect that wood frame that's underneath the paint. And all I'm gonna do is just pour my resin out and then just level this off and take it out to the edges. I wanna make sure that I have a nice coat, an even coat on the surface of the piece. Now resin will self-level as well. So I guess my biggest tip that I have for you is make sure that you have it all the way out to the edges and make sure that you have enough on here to coat it. Because what I have found when I've done coasters or trivets, or even when I've done paintings, that if you don't have enough, sometimes it will tend to pull from the edge of the piece, and then you'll have, your edges will not be evenly coated. So I always make sure that I come completely out to the edge first, and then I usually add in just a little bit of extra to make sure that by the time it levels and dries, that it has a nice even coat on it. I did mix up about 6 ounces of resin. I would expect this to take probably 3 to 4 ounces. But I have a couple of other pieces that I need to do some resin on too. So I thought, well, while I'm at it, I may as well just go ahead and mix up a little bit more and make sure that I can do all of it at the same time. So I'm just gonna go ahead and finish leveling this out here, make sure everything is coated nicely. And because I do have that little bit of an edge that is painted on it, I'm just gonna take my finger with a little bit of resin on it and go along that edge to make sure that I have the edge of it done as well, so that when someone looks at it from the side, it still looks really nice. The other thing that I like to do is kind of get down at eye level and look across the surface to make sure that I do have everything covered and I don't have any like kind of craters, I guess you would say, like spots where it may not be quite as thick. It's very hard to tell when you're doing resin. You feel like you have a nice even coat, but there may be areas where there might be like a little divot to it. So I like to look across the piece from eye level just to make sure that it is good. The other thing that I'll do too is to pop all the bubbles, and then I'll look again too, just to make sure that I don't have anything kind of hiding. And when you apply heat to the resin, sometimes that kind of helps it to level out as well. And then I will also check it to make sure that I don't have any hairs in it, because that's another thing that I seem to kind of have problems with, is it's very easy for me to get a hair in it. It's much better now that I'm in my studio versus when I was in the house, because then I really had lots of cat hair. So I'm just gonna use my butane torch and pop the bubbles really quick, because I want a nice, beautiful, clear finish to this. The other thing that I'll do too, I don't know if you could tell as I pop those bubbles, now I have a nice clear surface. I will wait just a few minutes and come back and torch this one more time, just in case there's some little micro bubbles that are not up to the surface yet. Those should come up in the next few minutes. So I will go back and torch this one more time just to be sure that everything is really beautiful. And looking across, it looks like I have a nice even coat. So I can't wait for this to be dry. I think, I just love when you add resin to a piece and how much it just really brings the paint back to life. So this is a resined panel. This will sit for 24 hours, and then I may come back and check in at about 12. At 12, it should still be a little bit tacky, but I should be able to get that tape off. I don't think it's a good idea to leave the tape on as long as, when it's painted. Obviously the paint was on there for several weeks before I took the tape off and it came off nicely. Resin is a different story though. So I will probably come back and check this in about 12 hours or so, and I will take the tape off and let it finish curing. It should be dry to the touch in 24 hours. And then it's fully cured in 72 hours for the counterculture artist resin. If you haven't already done so, please like and subscribe to my channel. If you have any questions, please let me know. Thank you so much for watching today, and I hope you have a fantastic day. Bye-bye.